My name's Guybrush Threepwood, and I want to be a pirate.
Yikes! Don't sneak up on me like that.
I'm over this way.
Ah, well then, Thriftweed.
Threepwood. Guybrush Threepwood.
I see. So, you want to be a pirate, eh? You look more like a flooring inspector. But if you're serious about pirating, go talk to the pirate leaders. You'll find them in the Scumm Bar.
Gosh, thanks. I'll do that. Bye now. I'm off to seek my fortune.
Good luck.
Where did you say those pirate leaders were?
The Scumm Bar.
Right. Thanks. Re-elect Governor Marley. When there's only one candidate, there's only one choice. I can't pick that up. I don't see anything special about it.
Ahoy there, stranger. New in town?
My name's Guybrush Threepwood. I'm new in town.
Guybrush Threepwood? That's the stupidest name I've ever heard.
Well, what's your name?
My name is Mancomb Seepgood. So, what brings you to Mêlée Island, anyway?
I want to be a pirate.
Oh, really? You should go talk to the important-looking pirates in the next room. They're pretty much in charge around here. They can tell you where to go and what to do.
Where can I find the governor?
Governor Marley. Her mansion is on the other side of town. But pirates aren't as welcome around her place as they used to be.
Why not?
Well, the last time she had a pirate over for dinner, he fell in love with her. It's made things rather uncomfortable for everybody.
How's that?
Well, there's a whole big story about what happened next, but I don't believe a word of it. Esteban over there at the other table might tell you about it. He takes the whole thing seriously. Very seriously. Uh-oh, looks like my grog is going flat, so you'll have to excuse me. Nice talking to you. Have fun on Mêlée Island.
I don't want to come between a pirate and his grog. I don't think it's wise to wake a sleeping pirate. I don't think it's wise to wake a sleeping pirate. I don't think it's wise to wake a sleeping pirate.
What are you looking at me for?
I'd like to introduce myself. My name's Guybrush.
Yeah? So what?
Who Who's this pirate that's bugging the governor?
LeChuck. He's the guy that went to the governor's for dinner and never wanted to leave. He fell for her in a big way, but she told him to drop dead. So he did, and then things really got ugly.
How did things get ugly?
LeChuck was a fearsome pirate. He tried to impress the governor by sailing off to find the secret of Monkey Island. But a mysterious storm came up and sank his ship, leaving no survivors. We thought that was the end of the fearsome pirate, LeChuck. We were wrong.
What happened then?
He still sails the waters between here and Monkey Island. His ghost ship is an unholy terror upon the sea. That is why we are all in here and not out pirating.
What happened to your eye?
Well, I was putting in my contact lens when... Hey, wait a second. That is none of your business.
Excuse me, but I'm looking for the dartboard.
Dartboard? We don't have one anymore. There was a horrible accident. Drinking and darts don't mix.
Where can I get a drink?
A drink? You could wait for the cook to notice you. But that could take all day. Just find a mug and sneak into the kitchen. That is what we all do. Look, this whole LeChuck thing has me pretty shaken up. So, if you don't mind.
Aye.
Eye yourself.
Aye.
Nice hat.
Aye.
So, tell me about Loon.
You mean the latest masterpiece of fantasy storytelling from Lucasfilm's Brian Moriarty? Why, it's an extraordinary adventure with an interface of magic. Stunning, high-resolution 3D landscapes, sophisticated score and musical effects, not to mention the detailed animation and special effects, elegant point-and-click control of characters, objects and magic spells. Beat the rush! Go out and buy Loon today!
Jeez, what an obvious sales pitch.
Sorry, but on some topics I just get carried away.
Nice talking to you.
Aye.
No thanks. I can't stand salesmen. He looks pretty shook up. I better leave him alone. Rough.
Mealey Island.
Woof, LeChuck?
What be ye wanting, boy?
I want to be a fireman.
I'll get lost, boy. You bother us.
What be ye wanting, boy?
I mean to kill you all.
I'll get lost, boy, you bother us.
What be ye wanting, boy?
I want to be a pirate.
So what?
Why bother us? Hey, don't forget we're short on help because of this whole LeChuck thing.
So?
So, no pirates means no swag, and no swag means no grog, and we're getting dangerously low on grog.
Do you have any special skills?
I can hold my breath for 10 minutes.
Well, all right. But you don't become a pirate just by asking.
You'll have to go through the 3 trials.
What 3 trials are those?
There are 3 trials every pirate must pass.
You must master the sword.
And the art of thievery. And the quest.
The what?
Treasure hunting, you sea urchin. Right! You must prove yourself in each of these 3 areas. Swordplay, thievery, and treasure huntery. Then return with proof that you've done it.
And then you must drink grog with us.
Grog!
Tell me more about mastering the sword.
First, get ye a sword. You must seek out and defeat the Sword Master. Someone in town can probably direct you. Oh! You want to find somebody to train you first.
Imagine trying to take on the Sword Master without any training.
Tell me more about mastering the art of thievery.
We want you to procure a small item for us.
The idol of many hands.
In the governor's mansion.
The governor keeps the idol of many hands in a display case in the mansion outside of town.
You'll have to get past the guards, naturally.
The tricky part will be getting past the dogs outside.
Hey, they're a particularly vicious breed. You might be able to drug them or something.
Tell me more about treasure hunting.
Legend has it that there's a treasure buried here on the island.
All you must do is find the legendary lost treasure of Mêlée Island and bring it back here.
Should I have a map or something?
Well, you can hardly expect to find a treasure without a map.
And don't forget, X marks the spot!
You're a bunch of foul-smelling, grog-swilling pigs.
To be a pirate, you must also be a foul-smelling, grog-swilling pig.
What's in that grog stuff anyway?
Grog is a secret mixture which contains one or more of the following:
Kerosene,
propylene glycol, artificial sweeteners,
sulfuric acid,
rum, acetone,
red dye number 2,
scum, axle grease,
battery acid,
and or pepperoni. As you can probably imagine, it's one of the most caustic, volatile substances known to man.
The stuff eats right through these mugs, and the cook is losing a fortune replacing them.
I'll just be running along now.
Leave us to our grog.
Come back later and tell us how you're doing.
Meanwhile, deep beneath Monkey Island, the ghost pirate LeChuck's ship lies anchored in a river of lava.
Captain LeChuck, sir.
There's nothing like the hot winds of hell blowing in your face.
No, sir. Nothing like it. Sir,
It's days like this that make you glad to be dead.
Oh, yes, sir. Glad to be dead.
You are glad to be dead, right?
Oh, yes, sir. I feel so lucky that you happened to capture my ship, then murdered me and everyone on board. Yes, sir. Lucky.
Glad to hear it. Now, what was it you disturbed me for?
Yes, sir. Well, you see, we might have a problem on Mêlée Island.
Problem? What possible problem could there be? I've got those sissy pirates so scared of the sea, they're afraid to take a bath.
Well, there seems to be a new pirate in town. Actually, he's a pirate wannabe. Young, inexperienced, probably nothing to worry about. Don't know why I bother you with it. I'll have him taken care of myself.
Wait! I'll handle this personally. My plans are too important to be messed up by amateurs.
Yes, sir.
What are you looking at? Excuse me, but do you have a cousin named Sven?
No, but I once had a barber named Dominique.
Close enough. Let's talk business. You want to buy a map to the legendary lost treasure of Mêlée Island? Only one in existence. Rare. Very rare. Only 100 pieces of 8.
No thanks. I don't have enough money.
Well then, buzz off, kid. It's bad for business.
Hey, nice rat.
Do you like rats?
Yes, especially in a light wine sauce.
Get away!
I apologize for what I said about rats.
They're very intelligent creatures. More intelligent than him. Why, there's a story around these parts that a bunch of rats actually crewed a ship here from fabled Monkey Island.
No, that's not right. It was actually a group of monkeys.
No way could a bunch of stupid monkeys crew a ship.
Actually, they were chimps, and they weren't stupid. When they arrived, they sold the ship for a pretty penny. Only time I've seen anyone get the better of old Stan in a deal.
I thought it was rats.
Do you guys know the sneaky-looking man on the opposite corner?
Wanna buy a map, eh? Our maps are top quality, not like the bird-caged liners you get from that clown across the street. No, just kidding. These are actually copies of the minutes of the last meeting of the Mêlée Island PTA. Can't even give them away. Want one?
No, but I'll take one if you give me 2 pieces of 8.
Okay, that's fair.
Say, are you guys pirates?
No, we're a wandering circus troupe.
But this rat scared away the elephant.
Shut up! Of course we're pirates. You can't buy clothes like these off the rack.
What do you want?
How come you're on this street corner and not on a ship, looting, pillaging, sacking, that sort of thing?
Well, pirating hasn't been panning out so well for us.
There are some unnaturally talented pirates in the area right now.
Operating out of Monkey Island.
So we've been pursuing alternate means of self-support. We're trying to start up a circus.
It was working out well, until the rat scared off the elephant. Now you've depressed us. Go home.
I'll just be running along now.
Hey, don't mess with my rat. I said don't pester the rat. I'm not gonna warn you again. Leave the rat alone. Hey, man. Frank, make him quit it. Oh, now look what you did.
I'll just be running along now. Ye old rubber chicken with a pulley in the middle shop. Serving your rubber chicken with the pulley in the middle needs for over 50 years. $10. Let's see, there's a jar of bat drippings, a box that says assorted scales, a shaker full of monkey flakes, and some cat knuckles. Cat knuckles? How barbaric! No thanks. I'd rather not touch any of this creepy voodoo stuff. Looks comfortable in a spooky sort of way. No thanks. I can never fall asleep in strange places. I think I hear slithering inside. No thanks. I'd rather not touch any of this creepy voodoo stuff. No thanks. I'd rather not touch any of this creepy voodoo stuff. No thanks. I'd rather not touch any of this creepy voodoo stuff. No thanks. I'd rather not touch any of this creepy voodoo stuff. Gee, I wonder what's in these baskets. No thanks. I'd rather not touch any of this creepy voodoo stuff. No thanks. I'd rather not touch any of this creepy voodoo stuff. A rubber chicken with a pulley in the middle. What possible use could that have? Maybe no one will miss just this one thing.
What may I help you with, son? Wait. Don't say anything. I can sense your name is Guybrush. Guybrush nose hair. No. Threepwood. Guybrush Threepwood. Am I not right?
Wow, that was amazing! Do you know any other tricks?
I do not deal in tricks. What I know is the truth. I sense the guilt of stealing my chicken grows. Take it. It's yours.
Why don't you want it? Is it jinxed with an ancient voodoo curse?
No. The pulley squeaks. So, my mind-reading skills tell me it is your future you are interested in. Are you certain this is something you really wish to know?
Yes, tell me everything that's gonna happen to me.
I am getting a vision. I see you taking a voyage, a long voyage. I see you captaining a ship.
Yeah!
I see...
What? See what?
I see a giant monkey.
Yikes!
I see you inside the giant monkey.
Gross.
Wait. It's all becoming clear. Your journey will have many parts. You will see things better left unseen. You will hear things better left unheard. You will learn things better left unlearned.
What kind of things? I hate surprises.
No. The time is not right to know. When you know your purpose, come see me. I will let you know then.
Yikes! Hey! I'm back and I'm ready to know more about the future. Guess no one's here. Hello? Anybody in here? Hello?
You know, bad things could happen to a person in a dark, deserted alley like this one. And at this time of night, nobody would be around to see it.
Yeah, and bad things happen to people who sneak up on other people from behind.
So, you're gonna give me a little attitude, huh? I'd better get your name.
I'm Guybrush Threepwood, and I'm a mighty pirate.
Listen, Peepwood.
Threepwood. Guybrush Threepwood.
Well, whatever your name is, listen. I'm the sheriff around here. Sherriff Shinetop. Take it from me. This is a bad time to be visiting Mêlée Island. A very bad time. My advice to you is to find somewhere else to take your vacation. Somewhere safer.
Boy, I feel much better knowing there's an officer of the law around. Oh, a circus! I love a circus! I can't pick that up.
Get me out of here! I'm a victim of society!
Not to mention halitosis. Ugh.
Hey, it's hard to keep my breath minty fresh when there's nothing to eat in here but rats.
Talk to Death Breath? No thanks. It's locked. I don't see anything special about it. I don't think I can get past them. I can't pick that up. That doesn't seem to work. I can't move it.
Ahoy there, fancy pants. What do you want?
I could really use a breath mint.
Whew, you're telling me. Here, take one. Please. Take the whole roll. That'll be 1 piece of 8. What else do you want?
I think I'd just like to browse.
Okay. Wake me up if you need anything.
Slash Master. When you want a sword as sharp as your wit.
Are you waiting for me to fall asleep or something?
Dig Master. The only shovel for serious treasure hunting enthusiasts.
Got a good deal on swords right now.
Davy Jones Lockers. The last word in theft, fire, and grog-resistant storage devices.
Don't you be messing with that! Let's go, fancy pants! What do you want?
About this sword.
Yeah, what about it?
How much is it?
That's 100 pieces of 8. Take it or leave it.
I don't have enough money.
Figures. Now, how else do you want to waste my time?
About this shovel.
Yeah, what about it?
How much is it?
Oh, another would-be treasure hunter, eh? That'll cost you 75 pieces of 8.
75 pieces of 8? I don't have that much.
Then you better go put it back. Is there something here that maybe you can afford?
I'm looking for the Sword Master of Mêlée Island.
The Sword Master of Mêlée Island? Now, I don't know. See, nobody knows the whereabouts of her secret hideout. Nobody except me. I'd have to go and ask her if it's okay to show you the way. I guess I could hike all the way over there. Once. Be right back. And don't touch anything!
I don't see anything special about it. Ring bell for service. Danger! Open ravine. I can't pick that up. I better just stay back here and eavesdrop.
Hello again, Carla.
I thought I told you to get lost.
Actually, I'm here on business. This kid come into my store, see?
Face it, you crusty old lech. You'd make any excuse just to come out here and bother me.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, cut it out. I'm sick of it. Take a hike and don't come out here again. Someone might follow you, and then I'd become another Mêlée Island tourist attraction.
Hey, it's your loss, baby.
Yeah, right. Now scram. How dare you approach the Sword Master without permission, which I surely didn't give you.
Hi, I'm selling these fine leather jackets.
Do you have one in size 3? Of course you don't. Because you're not really a jacket salesman. Let's be honest. You're here to prove yourself to the pirate leaders in hopes of one day being as immoral as they are.
Yep. Nailed it right on the head. Gee, you're smart.
But as you have no sword, I doubt you're really serious.
Cozy.
Hey! You can't come back here! Hey! Don't go into the kitchen!
I think it's full of that foul stuff pirates drink. Someone cooked a head cheese in this. What's green and hairy and has 1,000 legs?
Yikes! Oh, you almost scared me to death. I thought you were a... Oh, never mind. What did you say your name was again?
Call me Squinky.
Okay, Squinky.
I'm over this way?
Huh? Oh.
Who are you?
I'm the lookout of Mêlée Island. I watch the ocean for approaching storms and ships and report them directly to the governor. She doesn't like unexpected visitors, especially not now.
Why is the governor worried about unexpected visitors?
Actually, it's the expected visitors we're worried about. One pirate captain in particular. A dead one, but that doesn't make him any less dangerous.
How did you get to be the lookout when you're obviously blind as a bat?
Watch your tongue. I was handpicked by Sherriff Shinetop.
I'll just be off to seek my fortune now.
Good luck. Listen, I'm sort of busy right now. I'll talk to you later.
I think there's something going on in there.
I get in the cannon, but the gunpowder makes me sneeze.
Well, I can't do it. I hurt my hand taming the lions last week.
I hardly think that little scratch compares to my chronic allergy. You get in the cannon.
You don't have any allergies, you faker. You get in the cannon.
No, you get in the cannon.
No, you get in the cannon.
Slacker.
Loser.
Ruffian.
Fop.
Weasel.
Weevil.
Miscreant.
Toady.
Ne'er-do-well.
Scuffler.
Mallet-head.
Millet-head.
Why are you guys dressed?
Say there, son, how'd you like the chance
A once-in-a-lifetime chance
to perform an amazing feat?
a death-defying feat.
Well, not so death-defying, really.
Dangerous feat.
No, not dangerous at all.
An easy feat.
But exciting.
With the amazing.
Adventurous. Acrobatic.
And exceedingly well-known.
Fabulous. Flying.
Fettuccini brothers.
That's us.
My brother Alfredo.
And my brother Bill.
Sound good?
Good.
It's very simple, really.
See that cannon over there? All you have to do
is get in the cannon
and we'll shoot you out of it.
Across the room.
Quite safe, actually.
So, what do you say?
How much will you pay me?
How about 478 pieces of 8?
Okay, sounds good.
Have you got a helmet?
No, I don't have a helmet. Will I need one?
No helmet?
Oh, you got to have a helmet.
Can't do the cannon trick without a helmet.
No, siree.
Go get a helmet and then we can do the trick.
Weasel.
Weevil.
Miscreant.
Toady.
I'm selling these.
Hello again.
Ready to do the cannon trick?
Have you got a helmet?
Of course I have a helmet. What sort of idiot do you take me for?
Well, let's have it.
We want to be sure
that it's safe.
Wouldn't want you hurt.
No, siree. Ah, that will work as a helmet.
Now we can do the trick.
Step right over here, son.
Now, put on your helmet.
And get in the cannon.
And we'll take care of the rest.
Echo!
Echo! It works!
Oh, I'm so relieved.
Hey!
Are you okay?
Where's my helmet?
He's all right!
Hooray! We are spared an embarrassing and financially debilitating lawsuit.
Here is your money, sir.
Just a recompense for aiding us.
The basic theory is fine.
We just need to change the aim a bit.
I'll try it next.
No, I'll do it next.
No, me!
No, me!
Slacker!
Loser!
Ruffian!
Fop!
Those crazy spaghetti brothers are still in there. I think there's something going on in there. I have enough money for anything I need to buy. It's a striking yellow color. It's a striking yellow color. I can't move it. That doesn't seem to work. Ooh, that's refreshing.
Excuse me, but Oh, it's only you again. Come back for the map to the legendary lost treasure of Mêlée Island, huh? I hope you brought enough money this time.
No thanks. I don't want it.
Not enough money, huh? Come back when you're serious about treasure hunting, kid.
Hey, where'd you go? I hike halfway across the island to try and get you a reservation with the Sword Master, who, by the way, says you can go jump in the lake. And when I come back, whew, you're gone. See if I ever do you a favor again. What do you want?
I think I'd just like to browse.
Hey, this ain't no boutique. Don't take all day. What do you want?
About this sword.
Yeah, what about it?
I want it.
Great. Best 100 pieces of 8 you ever spent. What else do you want?
I think I'd just like to browse.
Whatever.
How dare you approach the Sword Master with... Oh, it's you again.
I beg your pardon. I must talk to you.
I doubt that. Everyone who comes here is prepared to fight. Let's be honest. You're here to prove yourself to the pirate leaders in hopes of one day being as immoral as they are.
Yep. Nailed it right on the head. Gee, you're smart.
What was your final grade in Captain Smirk's sword fighting class?
Grade? Class?
You mean you came here to take on the Sword Master of Mêlée Island, possibly the greatest sword fighter in the entire Caribbean, without a single lesson in the art of fencing?
Yep.
How did you expect to defend yourself?
Gee, I don't know.
I see. Obviously not with your razor-sharp wit. I'd advise you to seek out Captain Smirk's and get some real training. It would hardly be ethical, sporting, or even interesting to fight someone as unskilled as yourself. So beat it. How dare you approach the Sword Master with... Oh, it's you again.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. I've come to kill you.
Nothing like being honest. I told you, I'm not going to fight you until you get some training.
None shall pass. Stop! You must pay a toll.
Stand aside, troll. I'm a mighty pirate.
You're no pirate. While the town drunk could out-insult you on his back. And probably would.
I can out-insult anybody, you brainless clay doppelganger.
I once owned a dog that was smarter than you. Take that and stick it in your repertoire. None shall pass. You can't pass until you pay the toll.
How much is the toll?
Well, what have you got?
A rubber chicken with a pulley in the middle.
I want something that'll attract attention, but have no real importance.
A monkey leash with 3 collars?
Don't be silly. You have 3 chances to give me what I want. Then I eat ya. None shall pass until you pay the toll.
Oh, please can't I pass?
Oh, boy, do you sound like a wimp. I don't like wimps. You can't pass until you pay the toll.
Look behind you, a mouse!
I'm not falling for that. Scuttle along, you scurvy sea slug. You can't pass until you pay the toll.
How much did you say the toll was?
I want something that'll attract attention, but have no real importance. None shall pass.
Don't go into the kitchen!
I think that bird'll peck my hand off. I think it's a herring. The plank stuck.
Stop! You must pay a toll.
How much did you say the toll was?
I want something that'll attract attention, but have no real importance. None shall pass. That's pretty useless, but it's not what I want. None shall pass. That's pretty useless, but it's not what I want. That's pretty useless, but it's not what I want. None shall pass. That's pretty useless, but it's not what I want. I want something that will divert attention from things that are really important. None shall pass. Ah, a red herring. Pass.
Spiffy. I don't see anything special about it. Welcome to Stan's previously owned vessels. I'm off searching the globe right now for the finest in previously owned marine transportation. Have a look around. I'll be right back. Stan. Grog. Diet Grog. Cherry Grog. Grog Classic. Caffeine-free Grog. And root beer. I have 379 pieces of 8. Huh. Nothing. Huh. Nothing. Huh. Nothing. Now that's a nice looking vessel. Dull, dull, dull. Ah, a fixer-upper. Looks like one of those well-engineered imports. I'm surprised this one is still afloat. Captain Smirk's Big Body Pirate Gym. Prices: sword training, 30 pieces of weight. Cannon firing, 160 pieces of weight. Balls extra. Grappling hook, 130 pieces of weight. Hook extra. I think I'll knock. It'd only be polite.
What do you want, you wimpy little spineless maggot?
Could you please put out that cigar? It's not good for your health, and it smells terrible.
Sure, I'd love to put it out. In your face.
Maybe I'll just leave instead.
Good idea. What do you want?
Do you know where the Sword Master lives?
Forget it, kid. She'd cut your head clean off. Unless, of course, you got some training first.
Can we step inside? It's a little chilly out here.
What did you say?
I said it's a little chilly out here.
Huh. You're right. I could catch a cold. What do you want?
Could you train me to be better than the Sword Master?
Better than the Sword Master? You? You could never be half the sword fighter Carla is. Even with hours of hard work and sweat and blood. I remember fighting side by side with Carla at Port Royal. The local constabulary had us cornered. It looked like we were done for, but then she said, "But I digress. You just don't have what it takes."
You know, you really should quit smoking.
What I really should do is make you eat this stogie. What do you want?
I guess you're right.
What do you want?
I do so have what it takes.
You do not.
I do so.
You do not.
I do so.
I like your spirit. I'll do what I can. Of course, it'll cost you. What do you got?
All I have is this dead chicken.
This isn't one of those rubber chickens with a pulley in the middle, is it? I've already got one. What else have you got?
Well, I figured you'd do it for free.
Well, you figured wrong. What else have you got?
I think I'll wait. Thanks anyway.
Fine. Stay a spineless speck of spider spit. What do you want? Oh, it's you. What do you got?
Well, I've got 30 pieces of 8.
Say no more, say no more. Let's see your sword.
I do have this deadly-looking chicken.
Yes, swinging a rubber chicken with a big metal pulley in it can be quite dangerous. But it's not a sword! Let's see your sword.
Well, I don't want to show it to you.
I think you'd better. Let's see your sword.
Okay, check it out.
Yes, this is a nice one. Let's get to it. Okay, you maggot. Why don't you whip that sword out and let's see what you can do with it? Boy, you fight like a dairy farmer. I usually don't waste my time with vermin like yourself. But seeing as this LeChuck thing has put a cramp on business, I got no choice. I need the money. Yes, I can see this is gonna take some special measures. Just want you to know, I don't do this with everyone. It's only because I feel that special student-mentor pieces of 8 bonding that I'm going to these lengths. I'm gonna put you up against the machine.
Machine? Is this gonna hurt? Yikes!
Come at me. Don't be afraid, you won't hurt me. No! Beat first, then lunge. Watch your footwork. Advance, thrust, recover, parry, riposte. Advance, thrust, recover, parry, riposte. Watch your footwork.
Hours later.
You're starting to get the hang of it.
More hours later.
Not bad. You've got good form. Now I'm gonna let you in on the true secret of sword fighting. Sword fighting is kind of like making love. It's not always what you do, but what you say. Any fool pirate can swing a sharp piece of metal around and hope to cut something. But the pros, they know just when to cut their opponent with an insult. One that catches them off guard. You see, kid, your wit's gotta be twice as sharp as your sword. Let's try a couple of insults out, shall we? Okay, imagine this. We're fighting up a storm. Just like Carla and I were doing at Port Royal. There's a sudden break in the fighting, and I say to you, you fight like a dairy farmer. You respond with,
You must be thinking of someone else. I am not a farmer.
I can see we've got a lot of work to do here. You should have responded with something like, how appropriate. You fight like a cow. You see, it's razor-sharp wit like that that wins fights. Let's try another. Imagine this. You're trapped up against a wall. My sword just slashed 2 cuts into your face. I say, soon you'll be wearing my sword like a shish kebab. You respond with,
How appropriate. You fight like a cow.
no, no, no! That was the response from the last insult! Doesn't even make sense when used here! Ah. A correct response to, soon you'll be wearing my sword like a shish kebab, would have been something like, first, you better stop waving it around like a feather duster! See? Razor sharp. Now, I suggest you go out there and learn some insults.
I can't help but feel like I've been ripped off. I'm sure you're feeling something similar. There's no answer.
How dare you approach the Sword Master with... Oh, it's you again.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. I've come to kill you.
Nothing like being honest. I can tell by the sarcastic expression on your face that you've been fully trained by Captain Smirk. I can also tell from the Mêlée Times sports page that you haven't won a single fight. This would be nothing more than a waste of my time.
Stopping a pirate can be dangerous to your health.
Nice night we're having, isn't it?
I sure hopes you had something more important to stop me for.
Why do you guys talk so funny?
Pirate lingo. It's how everybody talked back then. Come on, Guybrush, play along.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. Soon you'll be wearing my sword like a shish kebab.
I am rubber, you are glue.
I once owned a dog that was smarter than you.
I'm shaken, I'm shaken.
You fight like a dairy farmer.
I'm rubber, you are glue. I give up, you win. Aye, this better be important.
Nice night we're having, isn't it?
I sure hopes you had something more important to stop me for.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. Soon you'll be wearing my sword like a shish kebab.
First, you'd better stop waving it like a feather duster. I'm not gonna take your insolence sitting down.
How appropriate. You fight like a cow.
Have you stopped wearing diapers yet?
First, you'd better stop waving it like a feather duster. I give up. You win.
What you be wanting, you scurvy lubber?
Ever notice how all these roads start to look the same?
Yeah, now that you mention it, they do. It's probably just that we're tired.
Nice night we're having, isn't it?
I sure hope you had something more important to stop me for.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. I once owned a dog that was smarter than you.
They must have taught you everything you know. I've spoken with apes more polite than you.
How appropriate. You fight like a cow.
Me handkerchief will wipe up your blood.
He must have taught you everything you know? Yikes, nice move.
Stopping a pirate can be dangerous to your health.
Nice night we're having, isn't it?
I sure hopes you had something more important to stop me for.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. My handkerchief will wipe up your blood.
So you got that job as janitor after all? Nobody's ever drawn blood from me, and nobody ever will.
So you got that job as a janitor after all?
I've heard you were a contemptible snake.
How appropriate. You fight like a cow. Yikes, nice move.
Aye, this better be important.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. I once owned a dog that was smarter than you.
Oh, yeah?
Nobody's ever drawn blood from me, and nobody ever will.
Oh, yeah?
Have you stopped wearing diapers yet?
I am rubber, you are glue. I give up. You win. Aye, this better be important.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. Nobody's ever drawn blood from me, and nobody ever will.
Oh, yeah?
Have you stopped wearing diapers yet?
Oh, yeah?
I've heard you were a contemptible sneak.
Too bad no one's ever heard of you at all. Me handkerchief will wipe up your blood.
So you got that job as a janitor after all.
Wow, you're good enough to fight the Sword Master. Aye, this better be important.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. Nobody's ever drawn blood from me, and nobody ever will.
You run that fast? I once owned a dog that was smarter than you.
He must have taught you everything you know. Have you stopped wearing diapers yet?
I'm rubber, you are glue.
I've heard you were a contemptible sneak.
Too bad no one's ever heard of you at all. My handkerchief will wipe up your blood.
So you got that job as a janitor after all.
Wow, you're good enough to fight the Sword Master. Move out of the way, or I cuts my way through.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. Have you stopped wearing diapers yet?
Why, did you want to borrow one? Nobody's ever drawn blood from me, and nobody ever will.
So you got that job as a janitor after all.
You have the manners of a beggar.
Too bad no one's ever heard of you at all. Yikes, nice move.
What you be wanting, you scurvy lubber?
Sorry to bother you. I'll be on my way.
Stopping a pirate can be dangerous to your health.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. I've heard you were a contemptible sneak.
I'm rubber, you are glue.
You have the manners of a beggar.
I wanted to make sure you'd feel comfortable with me. Nobody's ever drawn blood from me, and nobody ever will.
You run that fast? I'm not gonna take your insolence sitting down.
I'm shaken, I'm shaken. Wow, you're good enough to fight the Sword Master.
Stopping a pirate can be dangerous to your health.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. I've heard you were a contemptible sneak.
Too bad no one's ever heard of you at all. I've spoken with apes more polite than you.
How appropriate. You fight like a cow.
I got this scar on my face during a mighty struggle.
So you got that job as a janitor after all. Uncle! Uncle!
Hey, this better be important.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. I got this scar on my face during a mighty struggle.
I hope now you've learned to stop picking your nose. You fight like a dairy farmer.
How appropriate. You fight like a cow. You have the manners of a beggar.
I wanted to make sure you'd feel comfortable with me. I've spoken with apes more polite than you.
He must have taught you everything you know? Where did my sword go?
Whatever you wantin', you scurvy lubber.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. I got this scar on my face during a mighty struggle.
I'm shaken, I'm shaken.
I'm not gonna take your insolence sitting down.
Your hemorrhoids are flaring up again, eh? People fall at my feet when they see me coming.
You run that fast?
I've heard you were a contemptible sneak.
Too bad no one's ever heard of you at all. I've spoken with apes more polite than you.
I am rubber, you are glue. Wow, you're good enough to fight the Sword Master.
Aye, this better be important.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. People fall at my feet when they see me coming.
Oh, yeah?
I've spoken with apes more polite than you.
I'm glad to hear you attended your family reunion. Nobody's ever drawn blood from me, and nobody ever will.
You run that fast? I'm not gonna take your insolence sitting down.
Oh, your hemorrhoids are flaring up again, eh? I got this scar on my face during a mighty struggle.
I hope now you've learned to stop picking your nose.
Wow, you're good enough to fight the Sword Master.
What you be wantin', you scurvy lubber?
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. People fall at my feet when they see me coming.
Oh, yeah?
I've spoken with apes more polite than you.
I'm glad to hear you attended your family reunion. I've heard you were a contemptible snake.
Too bad no one's ever heard of you at all. You have the manners of a beggar.
I wanted to make sure you'd feel comfortable with me. I got this scar on my face during a mighty struggle.
I hope now you've learned to stop picking your nose.
Wow, you're good enough to fight the Sword Master.
Whatever you wantin', you scurvy lubber?
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. People fall at my feet when they see me coming.
Even before they smell your breath? I'm not gonna take your insolence sitting down.
Your hemorrhoids are flaring up again, huh? Soon you'll be wearing my sword like a shish kebab.
I'm shaken, I'm shaken.
My handkerchief will wipe up your blood.
So you got that job as janitor after all? Soon you'll be wearing my sword like a shish kebab.
First, you'd better stop waving it like a feather duster.
Wow, you're good enough to fight the Sword Master.
How dare you approach the Sword Master with... Oh, it's you again.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. I've come to kill you.
Nothing like being honest. I can tell by the sarcastic expression on your face that you've been fully trained by Captain Smirk. Let's get this over with. I will milk every drop of blood from your body.
How appropriate! You fight like a cow!
My sword is famous all over the Caribbean.
Too bad no one's ever heard of you at all.
I've got the courage and skill of a master swordsman.
He must have taught you everything you know?
Now I know what filth and stupidity really are.
I wanted to make sure you'd feel comfortable with me.
I usually see people like you passed out on tavern floors.
Even before they smell your breath?
You are a pain in the backside, sir.
Your hemorrhoids are flaring up again, huh?
Every word you say to me is stupid.
I wanted to make sure you'd feel comfortable with me.
I give up. You win. Well, I hope you're happy. You can go back and brag to all your friends about how you beat the Sword Master. You'll need proof. Here, this should convince them.
It says, I beat the Sword Master. I don't see anything special about it.
Well, defeated the Sword Master, did you? Aye, you're a strong fella. You may keep the stylish t-shirt. We have enough.
I'll just be running along now.
Leave us to our grog.
Come back later and tell us how you're doing.
Excuse me, but Oh, it's only you again. Come back for the map to the legendary lost treasure of Mêlée Island, huh? I hope you brought enough money this time.
I'll take it. It'll make a swell gift.
There you go. You made a wise decision. Now get lost. Excuse me, but Oh, it's only you again. I told you there was only one in existence. Now get lost.
I think I've been had. This is no map. It looks like dancing lessons.
Ahoy there, fancy pants. Come on, just buy something. Don't think, what do you want?
About this shovel.
Yeah, what about it?
I want it.
Great. Oh, it'll pay for itself, believe me. Yeah, you'll dig up 75 pieces of eight in no time. But hey, save some treasure for the rest of us, would you? What else do you want?
I think I'd just like to browse.
Hey, this ain't no boutique. Don't take all day.
Digmaster, the only shovel for serious treasure hunting enthusiasts. Looks like an old abandoned campsite. That doesn't seem to work. That doesn't seem to work. Looks like a regular old stump with the same red flowers that grow all over the forest. I can't pick that up. What a lovely plant. can't pick that up. The legendary lost treasure of Mêlée Island. This carefully reproduced piece of Mêlée Island history has delighted thousands of would-be pirates and their families for generations. Remember, there are other pirates on this island. So go easy on the treasure. Leave some for the next person. Here lies treasure of such unimaginable wealth. Well, you'll just have to dig it up to believe it. Paid for by the Mêlée Island Chamber of Commerce. Looks like a big plus sign. What could that possibly mean? This shouldn't take too long.
Hours pass.
Hey, I think I hit something. Oh boy! It's a t-shirt! Not my size, but a nice one nonetheless. Well, I guess I should put all this dirt back now.
More hours pass.
I found the treasure of Mêlée Island and all I got was this stupid t-shirt. It's a striking yellow color. It's some sort of meat or meat-like substance. It's boiling hot. It's not a bay leaf, but every cook makes substitutions. Ow! Got it! Seems like it's always 10 o'clock on this island. Creepy. I don't think I can get past them.
Important notice. These dogs are not dead. They are only sleeping. No animals were harmed during the production of this game.
A priceless Ming. I don't recognize the man, but that looks like the dog in the bar. No time for reading now. No time for reading now. I don't see anything special about it. This door appears to be locked.
This looks like a job for Fettuccini Shinetop.
Better leave this here.
No! Not the red button!
It's a big, ugly, hairy yak wearing some wax lips. I can't move it. I can't move it. I'll need this. I must be nuts. Heck! Gophers! It's beautiful. I can't open it. Uh-oh! That should hold him for a while. If only I had a file, I could get the idol.
Grago mint. How refreshing. Thanks. So, have you come to release me?
Who are you?
My name is Otis. At least I think it is. I've been in here so long I can hardly remember. You gotta get me out of here before I lose my mind completely. Can't you see? I'm innocent.
You don't look innocent to me.
Well, you wouldn't either if you've been in here as long as I have.
What did you do to wind up in there?
I didn't do anything. Especially not do those dumb flowers.
What flowers?
The yellow Konish in dormy flowers in the forest. It's against the law to pick them.
So, how's the food in there?
Oh, you know, the usual. Slop, grog, gruel, rats, bugs, and body lice if I can catch them. I have a carrot cake my Aunt Tilly made, even though she knows I detest carrot cake. Actually, the cook at the bar is an old friend of mine, and sometimes he sneaks me food, like pork trimmings, mostly feet and lips. But once in a while, he brings this really odd rump roast.
What was so odd about the rump roast?
Well, it's the only rump roast I ever seen with a prehensile tail.
So who'd want to frame you?
I don't know who exactly. I think it was a conspiracy. And if there's one type of piracy I don't like, it's conspiracy.
Would you happen to have a file?
You think I'd be in here if I did? All I have is this carrot cake my Aunt Tilly made me. You can have that if you bring me something to get rid of these rats. I can't stand carrot cake. Look, I like visitors and everything, but I don't have much more to say. Plus, my throat's getting dry from all this talking. Why don't you go find someone else to talk to? It's not like I'm the only pirate left on the island or anything. Oh, Grago mint. How refreshing. Thanks. I told you. I don't have much more to say. I don't want anything but my freedom. And maybe something to get rid of these rats. I don't want anything but my freedom. And maybe something to get rid of these rats.
It says gophers won't come near you with this stuff on.
Hey, this might work on the rats. Thanks. Here's the cake.
It's heavy. It's a raspy metal file. This door appears to be locked. I've got the file. Whee! Whew. That was a close one. At least I got the idol.
But I'm not done with you yet.
Uh-oh.
Thought you could get out of here with the idol of many hands, did you?
Look, I can explain.
So can I. You poisoned the governor's pet poodles.
They're just sleeping.
Broke into her house.
The door was unlocked.
And stole one of her most valuable pieces of art.
No, you've got it all wrong.
Oh, really? Well, let's hear your explanation.
It belongs in a museum.
Ah!
What's going on here?
I caught this hoodlum making off with your idol, Governor. He says it belongs in a museum.
That's right, it does.
What?
You heard me, Fester. The real question is, how did he get in here while you were on guard?
Oh,
just go away, Fester. I can handle this.
I'll deal with you later.
Sorry about him. He's new. I'm Governor Marley. Governor Elaine Marley. So my idol belongs in a museum, eh?
Well...
Relax, Mr. Threepwood. I know why you're here. Believe me, you're not the first who's tried. Although I have to admit, not many get as far as you have. My lookout told me of your arrival. I've wanted to meet you ever since I heard your fascinating name. Tell me, Guybrush, why do you want to be a pirate? You don't look like one. Your face is too sweet. I see. Well, you're obviously not in the mood for idle chit-chat, are you? I suppose you've got many more exciting things to do? I won't take up any more of your time, Mr. Threepwood.
Bull! Rufenkev! Dwingly? I really wish I knew how to talk to women. A priceless Ming. It's beautiful. I'm not going back in there. I better be careful not to cut myself. I better be careful not to cut myself.
Where do you think you're going, Throom Wade?
I'm going to go put this idol in my safe deposit box.
Oh, really? I know a really safe locker you could put it in. Davy Jones' locker. Hand over your sword.
Uh-oh.
This is the end of the road, my little pantalooned pal. Your troublemaking days on Mêlée Island are over. My plans for the governor are far too important and much too near completion to risk letting a would-be pirate like you get in the way. So long, Mr. Spicecake or Droopface or whatever your name is. This might actually turn out to be a pretty good day.
Sharp and dangerous. Very sharp. It's sharp. I better be careful. I can't reach that from here. I can't reach that from here. Looks sharp. Rusty, but sharp.
Hey, Nick. I just committed a felony.
Did it involve that big knife you've got there?
Yeah. What should I do with it?
Well, get rid of it.
I'll throw it in the water.
No, don't do that.
Why not? I need to ditch it.
It might wash up somewhere.
What do I care? My prints won't be on it. I'm throwing it in. I might need it. See ya.
See ya.
Gee, I don't know how much longer I can hold my breath. Actually, it's more like a fabulous doorstop. That doesn't seem to work. I guess I'll be needing a sword. This one will do. What was that? I'm so confused.
Hey! What are you doing just standing around? The governor's been kidnapped!
What? By whom?
LeChuck's got her on that ship that just sailed off. He caught her alone when she came down here to rescue you. I'm afraid we've seen the last of her.
Where did they go?
LeChuck's taken the governor back to his hideout on Monkey Island. I'm afraid that no pirate on this island is brave enough to follow him there. But hey, good luck. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. They left this note. You can have it, but I don't think you'll like what it says.
Oh, Governor. Why did you have to risk your life for me? Maybe you cared for me more than I thought. Just as I now realize how much I care for you. It's my fault the governor's in this mess, and I swear I'll get her out of it, even if I have to sail to Monkey Island myself to get her. Attention, pirates of Mêlée. Your governor is alive and well and by my side as she was always meant to be. If you try to find us, you will only meet with horrifying disaster. Yours truly, Captain LeChuck. Hey, I'm back and I'm ready to know more about the future. Yikes!
So you have returned to learn future?
Yes, I must go after the governor.
You must first find others to help in your cause.
I really hate that flashing. Makes me see spots.
Quiet. I am getting another vision. You must...
Must what?
You must go to Monkey Island. Once there, you will search for the ghost pirate LeChuck. He hides deep, deep beneath Monkey Island. There is only one thing powerful enough to destroy LeChuck.
What?
It's an ancient root. Once prepared, the root can destroy a ghost with one touch.
Yeah!
I'm getting more. More vision.
Spill it!
I see the cannibals that live on the island. They are helping you or eating you. I can't tell. The vision isn't coming in clear anymore.
Great.
Now go and find the one that loves you. But be warned.
Don't worry, I'll watch out for LeChuck.
Not of LeChuck, of yourself. What you will find out about yourself and your world. It will terrify you.
No thanks. I'd rather not touch any of this creepy voodoo stuff. No thanks. I'd rather not touch any of this creepy voodoo stuff. Did you know the governor's been kidnapped?
Well, yes, we knew about that.
Why are you just standing around instead of doing something about it?
Well...
The governor can probably take care of herself.
And we are sort of busy here.
Yeah.
And we've got the circus to think of.
We've got to find the elephant.
Find the rat.
Yeah.
And get rid of these minutes. I'm sorry. We simply can't go at this time.
I'll just be running along now.
May I help you?
I was just on my way to the governor's mansion.
Are you here for the looting?
Yes, looting sounds like fun now that I'm a pirate and all.
And do you have reservations, sir?
Gee, I don't have reservations. Should I have called ahead?
Of course you should have called ahead. This is a very popular place. Now, we're booked solid for the next 5 hours. But I might be able to squeeze you in around the 2 o'clock hour. Would that be okay?
Yes, that would be fine.
Super. I'll put you down for 1 to loot the governor's mansion at 2:30. Your reservations are for 2:30, sir. Come back, then.
The governor's been kidnapped!
What?
Here, look at this note.
They kidnapped the governor? That really makes me mad. Oh, I feel like kicking someone. I wonder if she left her place unlocked.
If I let you out, would you join my crew?
Sure! Of course! To my emancipator, I shall be eternally indebted. Until then, I pace.
Seems like it's always 10 o'clock on this island.
Excuse me, but Oh, it's only you again. I told you there was only one in existence. Now get lost.
Looks like a fine pewter tankard. What's wrong, old sock?
The governor is gone. LeChuck and his spectral crew came and got her. They put her in the ghost ship and spirited her away. She was so good to me. Always conveniently losing those health board reports. For a small consideration, of course. What'll become of my business? Oh, woe is me.
What can I do to save her?
You must get a ship and go after her. The ghost pirate's lair is on Monkey Island. Everybody knows that. Don't ask me how. All you need to do is find a way there.
Why should I do that?
Why, for love, my boy. Don't deny it. It's written all over your face.
Love. Where can I get a ship?
Why, it's Smiling Stan's used shipyard. Same as everybody else. Tell 'em I sent you. We're old friends.
Will you join me?
Alas, I cannot go to sea. An old war injury. I'm sure you understand.
Get me a drink.
Get your own drink.
Right. I'm off.
Good luck. Be sure to wear your mittens. And your galoshes. And don't forget to write. Bye now.
I think it's full of that foul stuff pirates drink. This stuff is eating right through the mug.
Oh, great. Just great. Save the rat and leave me in here to rot. You're a real humanitarian, buddy. I guess my lawyer was right. I should have squealed. Hey, great! A drink! I'm real thirsty. Yikes! Wow! And to think I used to drink that stuff. I'm free! Oh yeah, thanks. Sucker!
But do we still have a deal? I'm sure he'll be back. He gave me his word as a pirate.
Meanwhile, having just returned from Mêlée, LeChuck and his crew find their old hiding place in the underground rivers of Monkey Island and drop anchor.
Captain, sir, I just stopped by to congratulate you on your kidnapping mission. Captain? Captain, are you all right?
Never felt better. And how fares our prisoner?
Ah, yes, the prisoner. We had a little trouble.
Trouble?
No, nothing to worry about, sir. Everything's under control. She escaped a few times, but we've got her locked up in the brig. No one's getting in or out of there.
For your sake, I hope not. With years of planning almost destroyed by my death, I'm not taking any chances now.
You took care of Mr. Threepwood then?
Guybrush Threepwood will not be a problem. At this very moment, he's 20 feet underwater. Probably bloated up like a fattened pig. His eyes being eaten out by crabs. Fish pecking at his fingers. Kinda makes you wish you were there to watch.
Ah, yes, sir. Ugh. Sure does at that.
Now, go check on the route. Make sure it's locked up tight.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Any sign of the governor?
None. As I said, I fear we've seen the last of her.
You've already got the t-shirt. What do you want now?
I want to embarrass you at sword fighting again.
Ha! I only let you win because I was sick of you coming around. I thought you'd stay away, but I guess I was wrong.
I want us to make up and be friends.
I want you to go away and leave me alone.
The governor's been kidnapped!
What? That's ridiculous. Oh, no. This looks bad. Very bad.
I'm getting a ship and a crew together to go rescue her.
I have a feeling I'm going to regret this, but count me in. I'll meet you at the dock.
Gaudy, but in a cheerful sort of way. Gaudy, but in a cheerful sort of way. I can't pick that up. I think it could support my weight. It's just like the one on the other side. I can't pick that up. I don't see anything special about it.
Hey! I don't like visitors. Who are you?
I'm a pirate, Cannonball Head. Who are you?
My name's Meathook, and I think you've got a little attitude problem.
Well, I think you've got a little hair problem.
Jeez, you just don't know when to quit, do you?
Obviously, neither did your barber.
Why, you...
I suppose you've come to invade my peaceful home and insult me again, eh?
What was your name again, Cannonball Head?
Look, I told you not to call me that. My name's Meathook, and you still have a little attitude problem.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you Cannonball Head.
That's okay. I'd rather have a cannonball head than a ponytail. Ha 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 ha!
I meant to call you Chrome Dome.
Why, you... I suppose you've come to invade my peaceful home and insult me again, eh?
What was your name again, Cannonball Head?
Look, I told you not to call me that. My name's Meathook, and you still have a little attitude problem.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you Cannonball Head.
That's okay. I'd rather have a cannonball head than a ponytail. Ha 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 ha!
Ha ha ha!
Hey, you've got a pretty good sense of humor. Ha! Want to see something really funny? Ha!
Like what? A picture of your whole bald family?
Jeez! You just don't know when to quit, do you?
I'm sorry, I was just trying to be funny.
You want to see something funny? Ha ha! Watch this. Say hello, Roger. Hello, Roger. Ha 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 ha! Pretty good, eh? I got a whole routine, but I don't have the time to do it all right now. Maybe if we're ever on a long ocean voyage together. But until then, I'm a very busy man, so...
Could you show me that neato tattoo thing again?
Well, okay, but just one more time. Ha ha! Watch this. Say hello, Roger. Hello, Roger.
Excuse me, but the sign said there were restrooms in here?
Sorry, but that sign's a little out of date. I used to have a thriving tourist business here. I had animal wax, tattoo demonstrations, souvenirs. But there was a little accident with one of the trained animals. One of our guests was hurt very badly. So I was shut down, put out of business, and since then, I've lived here all alone. And the only company I have is the same beast that mauled that unlucky tourist. The same beast that made me a hermit. A monster that, just by coincidence, is identical to one what attacked me when I was just a child. And left me with these hooks instead of hands. A deformed man. Jeez, now I'm all depressed. Thanks a lot. Can't you just leave me alone now?
The governor's been kidnapped!
What? That's preposterous.
Oh, really? Take a look at this note they left.
Oh no. This is horrible. What are we going to do?
We become overcome with despair and just give up?
Well, that's one solution. Wait. I know. We could get a ship and a crew and go rescue her.
What an idea.
Now, if we only had a captain.
Well, what about me?
Ha! You? Ha! Oh! That's a good one.
Hey, I'm serious.
Really?
Really?
Okay, let's see you prove it. Walk this way. There's something in here that I want to show you. Something horrible. Something so horrible that I stay awake at night just thinking about it. But I don't mean to scare you. I'm sure a big brave guy like yourself will have no problem facing this monster. After all, it's much smaller than the beast that bit off my hands so many years ago. Arr, har, har, har. Let's just hope you're quicker than I was. Oh, I just remembered something. I never did get around to feeding him this week. Ha 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 ha! Silly me! I'll let you open this last door yourself. Just let me get out of your way.
Wait.
Ha ha ha! Getting cold feet?
No, I just don't know what I'm supposed to do.
You're supposed to open that little door. And if you're brave enough, touch the beast inside.
Oh, is that all?
Okay, go ahead. If you've got the guts.
It won't budge.
I don't believe it. You are a brave man after all. You faced the beast I've feared all these years. You had the guts to do what I never could. I feel like such a coward. I'm not good enough to be on your crew. I'm not even good enough to swab your decks.
Oh, come on, Meathook. You're a big, strong, good-looking guy with a talking tattoo. You can swab my decks anytime.
Really?
Sure.
I can still be on your crew.
Just pack your stuff and meet me at the dock.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I won't let you down. Hey, maybe I'll get a chance to show you my whole tattoo routine when we're at sea.
Wow, this is sounding better and better all the time.
Ahoy there, Captain! What are you doing back here so soon? You didn't think I was chickening out, did you?
No, of course not. I just wanted to tell you that, I got a crew. Everything's A-okay.
Hey, that's great. So I guess I'll see you at the dock, right?
Right. See you there. Wow, it works both ways. That's some chicken.
Howdy! I'm Stan of Stan's previously owned vessels, and I'd stand on my head to make you a deal. What sort of craft are you looking for? Big, fast, slow. You want it? I got it. And if I don't got it, I'll get it. I want to make you a deal that you're happy with. Because if you're not happy, I'm not happy. But I know you're going to leave here happy today. How do I know? Just look at all these ships. I've got something for everyone. Come, take a look around. So tell me, what are you interested in looking at today?
Let me see the best ship you've got.
Hey, it's nice to meet a man who appreciates quality. I've got just the boat for you. Walk this way. Now this is a ship fit for a king. I mean, we're talking 15 staterooms, a fireplace in every one. We're talking 2 pools, one indoor, one outdoor. We're talking rotating ballroom. We're talking heated crow's nest. We're talking 200 feet of ocean-going decadence. And all for one low price. Speaking of price, let's talk about money. Your money.
All I have is this rubber chicken.
Is it one of those rubber chickens with a pulley in the middle? I already got one of those. You wouldn't happen to have any other means of finance, would you?
Money is no object.
Well, it is with me. How much you got?
I have 371 pieces of 8.
I think we must be talking about completely different ships here. You've obviously been out of the ship market for quite some time. I doubt you're carrying enough cash on you for this transaction. You wouldn't happen to have any other means of finance, would you?
On second thought, this may not be the ship for me.
Well, heck, I can understand that. Nothing wrong with being indecisive, even if it is a waste of my time. So, what else can I show you?
That spiffy blue one by your office looks nice.
Of course it does. It's mine, and it's not for sale. What else can I show you?
How much do you want for yours?
I told you, it's not for sale. Jeez, you're annoying. But hey, so am I, right? What else can I show you?
Something not too expensive, but built to last.
Affordable quality. Hey, that's my motto. I've got just the boat for you. Walk this way. Now I can see you're a no-frills kind of guy, but I can also tell that quality means a lot to you. I mean, just look at the way you dress. Rugged, like this baby. She comes from a land far to the north, where the sea is as unforgiving as the men are tough, and hey, you wouldn't happen to be from there, would you? You just seem to have a sort of Nordic quality about you. Anyway, we're talking about a real value here. What kind of price range were you thinking of?
On second thought, this may not be the ship for me.
Okay, but I got 5 other guys coming back to look at this baby today. Don't count on it being here if you change your mind. So, what else can I show you?
I don't really have that much to spend.
Have no fear. Every ship I sell is a bargain. bargain. But if you're looking for a real steal, I've got just the boat for you. Walk this way. This here is the famous Sea Monkey, the only ship ever to make it to Monkey Island and come back with anyone aboard left alive. Or should I say, anything. You see, the previous owners of the ship were two adventurous pirates. They set off, like many before, to find the legendary secret of Monkey Island. And like many before, they disappeared forever. Their fate? A mystery. Almost as mysterious as how this ship returned to Mêlée Island without a single human aboard. Some claim it was sailed back by a crew of chimps.
Chimps? There aren't any chimps in the Caribbean.
Oh, shut up. It makes a good story. Anyway, this baby's mine now. That is, until someone makes me an offer. How much would you like to spend?
Actually, I was hoping to get one on credit.
Sorry, kid. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. That's just old Stan's philosophy. If you've got a job, the storekeeper in town might extend you some credit. Then we'd have something to talk about. Unless, of course, you've already got some other means of financing.
On second thought, this may not be the ship for me.
Of course it isn't. You're looking for a much bigger boat, I can tell. So, what else can I show you?
Actually, I'd like to go think about it some more.
Sure, think it over. I don't want you to feel pressured or anything. Bye now. I forgot to give you my card. And here's something else to remember me by.
A compass?
An extra strong magnetic compass.
With your picture on it.
That's right. It always points directly back here, so if you're looking for a good deal, you know where to go. I'll be right here when you come back. But I can't guarantee that any of these ships will.
Right.
They're moving fast today. Yes, sirree. Can't hardly keep anything in stock. He'll be back.
When you set sail for good value, all winds blow towards Stan's. Warning: contains strong magnet which may interfere with other navigational equipment. Stan's previously owned vessels. I won't shut up until I've made you a deal. Stan.
Ahoy there, fancy pants. What do you want?
I'm interested in procuring a note of credit.
You are you? You got a job?
To be honest, sir, I am not employed.
Oh, thank you for telling me that. I respect your honesty. But I didn't get to be 83 by being no jackass. No job, no credit. Humph. Come back when you got one. What else do you want?
I think I'd just like to browse.
Oh, be my guest, Fancy Pants. What do you want?
I think I'd just like to browse.
Oh, be my guest, Fancy Pants. It never fails. I step away from the counter for 2 seconds and some idiot's already ringing that stupid bell. What do you want?
I'm interested in procuring a note of credit.
You got yourself a job finally, huh? All right. I'll get one of my notes and we'll fill it out. Let's see here. What did you say your occupation was?
I'm a grog-swilling, foul-smelling pirate.
Foul-smelling, yes. Grog-swilling, maybe. But a pirate? Don't make me laugh. Come back when you got some tattoos, or a peg leg, or at least an eye patch, for crying out loud. What else do you want?
I think I'd just like to browse.
Hey, this ain't no boutique. Don't take all day. Ahoy there, Fancy Pants. What do you want?
I'm interested in procuring a note of credit.
You got yourself a job finally, huh? All right. I'll get one of my notes and we'll fill it out. Let's see here. What did you say your occupation was?
I clean ships over at Stan's used shipyard.
I haven't seen a clean ship over there in years. You're either lying or you're just a crummy worker. Either way, I don't trust you. What else do you want?
I think I'd just like to browse.
Okay, but don't put your lips on anything. Ahoy there, Fancy Pants. What do you want?
I'm interested in procuring a note of credit.
You got yourself a job finally, huh? All right. I'll get one of my notes and we'll fill it out. Let's see here. What did you say your occupation was?
I'm waiting tables at the Scumm Bar.
Yeah, and I'm the Queen of England. Yeah, the cook over there waits all his own tables. He likes to spit on all his customers personally. What else do you want?
I think I'd just like to browse.
Whatever. Ahoy there, fancy pants. What do you want?
I'm interested in procuring a note of credit.
You got yourself a job finally, huh? All right. I'll get one of my notes and we'll fill it out. Let's see here. What did you say your occupation was?
I'm an acrobat with a traveling circus.
You're one of them Fettuccini brothers? Where's your silly accent? And where are your silly slippers? Come back when you got a job in a credible business. What else do you want?
I'm looking for the Sword Master of Mêlée Island.
Look, I told you she doesn't want to see you.
Maybe if you asked her again?
I guess I could hike all the way over there. Again. Be right back. And don't touch anything! Hey, where'd you go? I hike halfway across the island to try and get you a reservation with the Sword Master, who, by the way, says you can go jump in the lake. And when I come back, whew, you're gone. See if I ever do you a favor again. What do you want?
I'm looking for the Sword Master of Mêlée Island.
Look, I told you she doesn't want to see you.
Maybe if you asked her again?
I guess I could hike all the way over there. Again. Be right back. And don't touch anything!
There's nothing in here but this note. It's empty. I, the good and honorable storekeeper, do hereby take liability for the debts of the bearer of this note for any amount up to 5,000 pieces of 8.
Howdy! Great to see you again. I knew you'd come back. Everybody does. You know why they come back? Just look at all these ships. I've got something for everyone. Come, take a look around. So, what else can I show you?
Could I see that red one again?
I knew it. I knew it. Just can't get her out of your mind, can you? Walk this way. Now here's a ship that's definitely worth a second look. How much would you like to spend?
I got credit from the storekeeper. Will you take it?
I'd love to. I really would. I usually do, but not for the amount this baby's gonna run you. Maybe one of the other ships would be more in your price range. So, what else can I show you?
Could I see the cheap one again?
Sure. You're obviously an educated guy who wants to make an educated decision. Walk this way. Hard to stay away from a good mystery, isn't it, hmm? What kind of price range were you thinking of?
I got credit from the storekeeper. Will you take it?
Hey, of course! Your credit's always good at Stan's. It doesn't matter if you've had credit problems in the past. Divorce, chronic gambling mishaps. I mean, who am I to judge, right? If the storekeeper trusts you enough to give you a letter of credit, then you must be an honest man with a steady income, right?
Right.
Let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? I know you want it. You know you want it. And I know that you know that I want to sell it, so...
Well, what do you think it's worth?
You could sail this puppy away today for just 10,000 pieces of 8. How does that sound to you?
I'd like to make you an offer.
Great. How much?
I'd like to pay 2,000 pieces of 8.
Sure, I guess we can start out at the bottom. I got all day. I'm gonna be getting a whole new shipment next week, so you got me over a barrel. I've got to sell this baby, even if it means losing my shirt.
I'd like to make you an offer.
Great. How much?
Well, how does 3,000 pieces of 8 sound?
That's a little bit more like it, but not much. I know you can try harder than that. Just tell me, what would it take to get you to sail this ship away today?
I'd like to make you an offer.
Great. How much?
Okay, 4,000 pieces of 8.
That's a little bit more like it, but not much. I know you can try harder than that. You realize, don't you, that they just don't make them like this anymore?
I'd like to make you an offer.
Great. How much?
All right, 5,000, but that's my final offer.
That's a little bit more like it, but not much. I know you can try harder than that. Buddy, you can tell me the truth. It's the little woman, isn't it? You're afraid of what she'll say when you come home with a new ship. Don't be such a wimp. Stand up to her. She'll respect you for it. And when she sees this ship, she'll love you for it. Trust me.
Let's talk extras.
Extras? You want to talk extras? Great! This baby's loaded with extras. For instance, did I tell you about the porthole defoggers?
I think I can live without that particular piece of junk.
Okay, but don't blame me if you run into an iceberg or something. But wait, there's more. Did I tell you about the anti-lock anchor?
I think I can live without that particular piece of junk.
Sure, throw safety to the wind. But wait, there's more. Did I tell you about the rack and pinion rudder?
Enough about extras already.
Okay, where were we?
Well, what do you think it's worth?
You could sail this puppy away today for just 8,050 pieces of 8. How does that sound to you?
Let's talk extras.
Did I tell you about the rack and pinion rudder?
I think I can live without that particular piece of junk.
Well, I guess it'll float without it. Barely. But wait, there's more. Did I tell you about the velour sail covers?
Geez, Stan, that does sound useful.
And well worth the money, too. That's why it's already included in the price. But wait, there's more. Did I tell you about the tachometer?
I think I can live without that particular piece of junk.
Wow, does your wife know you're such a cheapskate? But wait, there's more. Did I tell you about the elevator made with wood from Burgundy wine casks?
I think I can live without that particular piece of junk.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of decadent, isn't it? But wait, there's more. Did I tell you about this simulated wood siding?
I think I can live without that particular piece of junk.
Okay, but I'm telling you, barnacles hate simulated wood. But wait, there's more. Did I tell you about the porthole defoggers?
I think I can live without that particular piece of junk.
Okay, but don't blame me if you run into an iceberg or something. But wait, there's more. Did I tell you about the anti-lock anchor?
I think I can live without that particular piece of junk.
Sure, throw safety to the wind. But wait, there's more. Did I tell you about the rack and pinion rudder?
I think I can live without that particular piece of junk.
Well, I guess it'll float without it. Barely. But wait, there's more. Did I tell you about the velour sail covers?
I think I can live without that particular piece of junk.
Hey, travel light. I can understand that, sure. Of course, mutiny is an ugly word. But wait, there's more. Did I tell you about the tachometer?
Enough about extras already.
Okay, where were we?
Well, what do you think it's worth?
You could sail this puppy away today for just 5,800 pieces of 8. How does that sound to you?
I'd like to make you an offer.
Great. How much?
5,000. And that's my final offer.
5,000 pieces of 8? Okay. It's killing me, but okay. And I thought I was gonna give my children Christmas presents this year. Just take it out of here. I'm glad to get rid of it. Oh yeah, do you have that note from the storekeeper on you? Thanks. I've got to run these numbers by my boss. He'll think I'm nuts, but I'll talk him into it. You meet me at the dock with your crew. I'll bring the ship and the papers. I just want to say that I really feel like we got to know each other today. I mean, I really felt some bonding here, and I don't just say that to everybody. It's been great doing business with you. Really. Sucker. See you at the dock, and don't forget your crew. All 3 of them.
I sold the ship. Can you believe it? I'm off on a long vacation spending some poor sucker's money. Arrivederci, baby. Stan.
Hey, it's a good thing you showed up. 10 people have offered to buy this baby off me while I've been standing here waiting for you. But I said, no way. I know a guy who's in love with this ship, and it would break his heart to lose it. Am I right? Of course I am. I mean, just look at her. Sleek, aerodynamic, a buoyant barnacle-covered beauty. I think we're having a real moment here. I've changed my mind. I can't give her up. You can have your money back. How could I sell something so dear? Then again, a deal's a deal, right? Right. Good luck, yeah. I'm out of here. Whoops, I almost forgot to give you this free seafaring literature. My gift to you. Just remember where you got it. Stan's!
Maybe I should have gotten that extended warranty after all.
Hey, long time no see.
Otis! I thought I'd never see you again.
Hey, I could never pass up a chance to make some easy money.
Money?
Yeah, we are getting paid for this, right?
Is it true what I heard about you and the storekeeper?
Look, don't start with me, okay? So what's that waterlogged wreck doing out there? How are we going to get our ship in here with that pile of scrap in the way?
Where's the cabin boy? I need him to go back to my place and pick up my bags.
What's going on here?
Where's our ship?
Where's our crew?
This isn't going to be as easy as I thought.
the courageous leadership of Captain Threepwood, the Sea Monkey is finally underway. Undaunted by their lack of navigational equipment or expertise, the crew begins to plan their voyage.
First of all, I'd like to say it's great to be working with such a fine crew. The voyage ahead is not going to be easy. It's going to take skill, endurance, and most of all, teamwork. First, I thought we'd assign some duties.
What is it we were suckered into doing again?
I made a list.
Suckered is right.
I don't see what the big deal is with rescuing the governor. She can clearly take care of herself. The way I look at it, we got this great ship. Well, we got a ship. Why don't we kick back, tie a rope to the wheel, and cruise for a while? I could use a little work on my tan.
Come to think of it, I have been a little stressed out lately. I could use a rest.
Then it's decided. We cruise the Caribbean.
I'm doomed.